Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is a Löwe. It's a Tier 8 German premium heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Serene Coast and it's under the command of D-Tronics of Salty Jedi Alliance. Well, this is one of the premiums you can buy in the gift shop most of the time. The Löwe. It's, well, quite interesting actually. It's got a 105mm gun and it's capable of 320 alpha, and that gun is actually quite powerful, very good at penetrating enemy targets. But this tank does have some weaknesses, and one of them is actually difficult to see when the sun's shining on you that way, is that lower plate. It is very porous. Yep, if you could put a round into there, yep, it's more than likely going to go straight through. But the rounded turret is very good at deflecting shells away. So you need to have a pretty powerful gun, the 122mm caliber, in order to get penetrating shots on this tank. Now, Löwe means lion in German, and it was one of the projects that was actually put forward to Hitler, but he rejected it because he wanted heavier tanks, more along the Tiger line, not this sort of tank, which was kind of just a new innovation, you might say. So, although it might have become a real tank, may have become a production tank, it was rejected. It never got put into production. But it might have been interesting if it actually had been. Well, now, there we just saw an enemy tanker 703 come into view for a brief moment, and then he pulled back. Now, that's the tank with the double barrel. There he is. He only showed one barrel. Oh, we took him around from a Super Hellcat. Put one back into him for 305, so he's now regretted that. Oh, but we took a single round from the 703. Not quite sure where that round went through. Oh, it went through the lower plate, you can see. Well, he fired one back at the T26E4. Just got a critical hit though, that's all. Okay, reload time's actually quite good, 10.35 seconds. It's comparable to the 122s, or slightly faster than them. But, yeah, that's a good shot right through the cupola, but we take one from the AMX13F3AM. The problem there, of course, is that that tank has actually, that Arty rather, is going to focus on this because this is a very big tank. Oh, didn't get that one through. It hit the upper plate, not the lower plate. Now, we do know that the tracks on that vehicle are, at this moment, well, were damaged, because we're getting Eagle Eye coming up saying what's wrong with the vehicle. Oh, took a round in the tracks from that Super Hellcat, and he goes down. He was taken out by the Jagdpanther 2. Oh, and some enemy tanks just went down, and we've been hit by the Arty again. Yep, that French Arty just won't leave us alone. We're so big. It's dead easy for him to hit us. We make such a big target, but those KV2s ahead of us, well, they should be more priority target, although they're tier 6, we're tier 8. That's why the AMX13F3 is focusing on us, because we represent more XP to him than the KV2s. That was another round, another attempt from the AMX13F3, but he failed. Stunned us, that's all. Now, D-Tronics is doing a very good job here actually at the moment, because despite the fact that he's lost nearly half his hit points, he's lost his commander and his gunner, and he needs to put them back in, but he can't until his first aid kit comes off cooldown. Now it's off cooldown. He needs to get his gunner in first. Doesn't get that shot in. Angle. Lost one of the KV2s. Taken out by the KV85. Now he can use the wreck as cover. And looks like our Arty is actually helping now. Now, oh no, I spoke too soon. There's the enemy Arty, the AMX13F3, still trying to earn some extra hit points and XP off us. And he succeeded on that occasion. He's going to keep doing it until, of course, he's wiped us out. The only way to stop him from doing that is to move up. Now that one hit the armor, the additional armor on the sides of the cheeks of the turret. Renegade's having a quick shot and then pulls back into cover. The only way to stop the AMX-13F3 from doing what he was doing to us is to move on up. And that way we get under the cover of that rock. Unfortunately, yeah, the KV-85, we took a round in the tracks, but we did a huge amount of damage to him. And now we've got to suffer until we can get past that rock. Oh, took a round in the tracks again from the KV-85. The Super Pershing goes down. Okay, now we put one into the tracks of the KV-85. He's now one shot. We've got to wait until the shell. Oh, and that one was in the lower plate, I'm sure of it. And it's damaged our engine, I think. Yep, there was a hole there now. But the KV-85's gone down. And that means there's only 2 enemies left. We've got a damaged engine. The 7032 is actually behind us. And the only other member of the enemy team alive is their Arty, the AMX-13F3. So probably the best thing for him to move forward with his damaged engine and get at that AMX-13F3. We think he's on the peninsula in grid square D0. If so, then we might be able to get a shot at him, but in the other side of the coin, he might get a shot at us if he can spot us. Well, we're moving up. There he is. There he is. Can we get a shot? He's running. And too late for him because our guys are on the island now. And we fixed the engine. And the AMX-13F3 has decided to drown himself. The coward. You don't drown yourself. You fight. Everyone fights. That way you earn more hit points and more XP. If you drown yourself, you miss the opportunity to get some damage on the enemy, even if you just have to ram them. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's the first class tanker for D-Tronics in the Löwe. In fact, this is the first time he's had a first class tanker in this tank. And he's also got a fire for effect, a shell proof, a spotter for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks. And yes, he was getting hit by the 703, the AMX-13F3, the KV-85 and that Super Pershing as well. And he got a steel wall. He was alive at the end of the game, and he took the most damage, or blocked the most damage in that game, at least 11 hits. And look at his win rate, 2671, which is Super Unicum standard. Only 1 kill though, that KV-85, which must have been a bit satisfying, because after all, that guy did fire quite a few shots at him. Let's have a look at the team scores. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, actually that went to a Jagdtiger 88, the premium tank destroyer. He got 2,996 hit points of damage, and just after him, the 703-2, 2,977 hit points of damage. And after that, well, it was the T-54 first prototype. He got 2,245. And then we got that T-34-2GFT over this side. And then as 5th place in damage, it was D-Tronics. He managed to get 1,905, which isn't bad, really, if you think about it, for a premium Tier 8 heavy. He managed to get only the 1 kill, unfortunately, which puts him joint... Is that joint fourth? Joint fourth, because the top scorer was that Jagdtiger. Second scorer was the Jagdpanther 2. Third was the T-54 first prototype in the ONI, and then of course D-Tronics shares the next spot with quite a few others. And when it came to base XP, well, the reason he's right at the top is he was doing a lot of spotting. Being right at the front and putting shells into those enemies and allowing others to do the same meant that he actually earned a lot more, and of course he did block a lot of damage. Let's have a look at the details so we can see exactly why he earned so much. 11 shots fired, 10 direct hits, 7 penetrations. It's a decent 105mm gun. If you can get the shot in the right place, it does do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, he did fire a few shells at that T-26 E4 Pershing, which actually hit the strong armour on the sides of the tank, and of course it didn't go through. The one shot he did actually fire at the hatch on the top of that tank did go through very nicely. 1,905 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. Received 13 hits from the enemy, 3 of which were penetrations, 8 non-penetrations, and 4 hits by way of splash damage from that AMX-13F3, who was determined to collect as much as he could off D-Tronics. 2,250 hit points of damage blocked, that's a lot. and 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed. And this is where he earned all that XP, 2,782 hit points of spotting assist during that game. Yes, that's a lot of assist, the sort of assist you would actually see normally from a light tank. But he was a heavy right at the front, fighting it out with the enemy heavies. On a premium count, he earned 107,843 credits, and for holiday ops, he picked up 97,451 credits. Total 205,294 credits from just 6 minutes 33 seconds of work. And after resupply of ammunition and repair, he still took away a profit of 172,050 credits. Now, I accept that the holiday ops is rather generous, 97,000, but even if you take that off this total, you're still looking at a massive score in credits from a very reasonable premium tank. A lot of people do like their Löwe because they think, well, it's a good earner. He picked up 1 bomb for getting the steel wall, and 1,848 XP times 5 for the first victory on this occasion. 185 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 9,425 altogether. I'm sure he absolutely adores his Löwe because it is actually quite good fun, but he actually reached this status after only 10 games in this tank. That's pretty good going, that is. So I'm sure he is definitely in love with his Löwe. Yes, I know, Mr. Löwe. I won't say any more because I'm going to get in trouble if I quote the lyrics of a song. But well done to D-Tronics. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of tank replays as well as Arty replays, and it's well worth dropping by just to see what of an idiot I'm making of myself with the commentary. Thanks for watching.